Injuries suck. They take you away from doing the physical activity you love, they stall your progress, and they are super demotivating. That's why today I'll be giving you my full injury protocol and how to get back into the gym and making those gains. Two huge disclaimers. Number one, I am not a doctor. I am a certified personal trainer, but by no means am I a medical professional. So this is not a replacement for getting checked out and getting a diagnosis. This will cover more the mentality and the more generic steps on how to get you back. And number two, when you do get injured, please go get checked out, diagnose the severity, and see the protocol that the doctors recommend. Find out any direct limitations and work around those. Now that that's out of the way, there is two parts of this protocol. Number one is what to do when you're injured. Two is how to come back once you've been cleared and start feeling better. Part one, how to make progress even with an injury. Your mindset is so key to your overall likelihood of success when going through difficult periods that I have to put it at number one. You have to have the mindset of what can I do instead of what can't I do. What you blame for not getting your results is what you are giving power to. If you want to blame your ankle sprain for not getting the results that you want, then you are giving that sprain all of your power. There are several things you still have control over that can help you make progress to your goals, so take advantage of those. The first one being your diet. Even if you tore your pec like Mikey, you still control what you consume. And we already know that diet is the most important factor for putting on muscle and especially for losing weight. Now is a really great time to hone in on it, or if you got injured towards the beginning of your journey, start developing those dieting habits. When you're injured, especially if it's a lower body injury, you won't be moving around a whole bunch. You might also not be in the best headspace and be more tempted to overeating. Do not give in to this. Think about all the hard work you've been putting in just to give in to momentary temptations. Stay strong, fight it, and when you come back, you will be so thankful of your past self that you didn't fall off the wagon. One other huge thing is you can still train body parts that are not affected by your injury. For example, if you broke your wrist, what is stopping you from hitting legs? I always saw it as an opportunity to focus in on the non-injured parts of your body even more. I've had bad knee injuries before, and when this happens, I can't hit my lower body at all. But I still show up to the gym and I can still hit my upper body even harder. Just because one part of you can't train doesn't mean all of you can't train. Now look, certain injuries like lower back and other more serious head injuries, yeah, you probably can't train at all. But for the vast majority of you, there is at least one body part you can still be hitting even while injured. And look, to see these results that you're going after, you have to have the mentality of, I'm going to do whatever I can, even if it's super limited and restricted. But just to clarify, again, do not do anything that's going to upset the injury even more. I'm not talking about pushing past that kind of pain. The workouts and exercises you are going to be doing should not be worsening your injury. And if they are, then just stop it. Part number two, how to get back into training. For this section, I'm going to treat it as if you did not follow step number one. If you didn't do step number one, this is how you're going to treat all of your body parts for all of your training when you come back. If you were lucky enough to actually follow the instructions in number one, this is how you're going to treat the muscles that you weren't able to train. Again, make sure you get cleared by a doctor to return to training and follow any limitations or protocols that they recommend. After that, here are some important training factors to consider. Number one is volume. If you haven't been training for any time over 2 weeks and you go right back into your regular amount of volume, you are going to be sore as all get out. And no, this soreness does not mean more gain. The excessive soreness means you did too much and you might actually even be losing a little bit of muscle. So don't go back and start doing 52 sets of training. I highly recommend only starting with 1 to 2 sets per exercise and only a weekly volume of 2 to 4 sets. Each week, you can add a set to each exercise until you get back to your regular volume. Work your way up gradually and as your body starts adapting to the training. Number two is intensity. Again, just like volume, if you go right back into your 10 out of 10 training, negative 100 RIR, you are going to be cooked. And you even risk re-injury or a new injury. Slowly work your way back into it. I recommend starting with about a 4 to 5 RIR, getting a little bit of pump, and if you don't know that scale, it's about a 5 to 6 out of 10 level of difficulty. Then, each week, you gradually ramp up the intensity as your body adapts. Again, doing more in this scenario does not mean better and could actually be very dangerous. For you meatheads, I know this is going to be hard to try to control yourself. But if you want to get back to that meatheady training, you have to do this. The better you follow these steps, the faster you can get back to your normal training. These next couple only apply to the injured muscle groups that you've had to take off and are working your way back into them. Number 3, or number 1 for this list, is range of motion. For the muscle groups and the related structures around them, it is important to consider the range of motion. And like all the other ones, we start with less, we see how we do, and then we work our way into it. Avoid movements that have an excessive stretch, like super deep Nordics or super insane incline curls. Of course, we know range of motion is important, but just like everything else on this list, we need to gradually progress into it. Just as an example, week 1, if you're doing squats and you just came back from a knee injury, maybe you only go down to parallel, and that feels okay, a little bit of a stretch, not too bad. Then week 2, you go to parallel and you're like, okay, and you go a little bit below parallel, and you do that for week 2. Then week 3, you go to that mark and you're like, okay, that still feels good, and then you can go even lower until you're back to full range of motion. Test it out, assess the pain, and act accordingly. If the pain is low to none, then keep trying to go for more, but if the pain is noticeable and too much, then either stay where you're at or back off. Although I'm not a particular fan of this phase, it actually is better to be safe than sorry. In this one scenario, do not rush. The name of the game is staying in the game, and the way you do that is by taking it slowly. The final training factor to consider is rep ranges. I would recommend for those muscles that you had to take off due to the injury, starting with a little bit of higher reps. This not only helps you get your technique back, but also helps by using less absolute loads and helps you ease back into training. So just as an example, week 1, you could be doing 20 to 25, even up to 30 reps. Week 2, you could go for 15 to 20 to 25 reps. Week 3, you could do anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe 10 to 20 reps. And then when it feels right and it's appropriate, go back to your normal heavy, hard training. Heavy training is totally safe and encouraged, but when you're going from such a fragile, weak state, it's important to progress into it slowly. The main reason is ligaments and tendons take longer to recover, so even if your muscles are ready, your tendons and ligaments might not be. Listen to your body and act accordingly. That concludes today's guide on what to do when you're injured and how to ease back into training. The biggest overall theme is autoregulation and listening to your body. Small injuries can easily turn into huge ones when people get impatient and rush the process. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got anything out of this, please leave a comment and let me know if you guys have any more tips on this. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.